What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's get into Smackdown from November the 1st, 2024. An okay show. This show was taped. We all knew that in advance. So I did look at the spoilers. This won't be a long review of Smackdown. We will also talk about the releases, quote unquote, of Baron Corbin, Tegan Knox, and Indy Hartwell. So we'll talk about that as well. So we kicked the show off with Nia Jax. She comes out, she gets on the mic, and she says there's only one thing on her mind. That's winning the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. She wants it. She gets everything she wants. Last time she was in Saudi Arabia, she wanted to become Queen of the Ring, and she did. At SummerSlam, she wanted to become WWE Women's Champion, and she did. Anything and everything that gets in her way gets annihilated, which is exactly what will happen to Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel. Nia Jax will be walking out as the first ever Crown Jewel champion. Liv Morgan will be crying on the floor. So Liv Morgan comes out with Dirty Dom and Raquel Rodriguez. So Liv Morgan, she gets on the mic. She says that Nia Jax keeps bragging about her accomplishments like she's special, but she's not. Liv Morgan walked out of King and Queen of the Ring successfully. She retired Becky Lynch and became the greatest women's world champion of all time. All thanks to a little bit of help from the most gorgeous man in the world, Daddy Dirty Dom Mysterio. That was funny. That was months before SummerSlam. Liv has held the title longer than Jax, so she knows what it takes to become Crown Jewel champion. Liv Morgan knows what it takes to beat Nia Jax. The last time they fought, she won. Nia Jax can stop dreaming because Liv Morgan is going to become the first ever Women's Crown Jewel champion. So Tiffany Stratton comes out. She says they can argue all they want because it'll be Tiffany's time at Crown Jewel. She'll cash in her Money in the Bank at Crown Jewel and become the new Women's World Champion. So Nia Jax says Liv Morgan doesn't have to worry about her. Tiffany Stratton tells Nia not to get too comfortable because she can cash in on her. So Liv begins to laugh and says she'll beat Nia Jax because she has to worry about her best friend. Liv Morgan has people she can trust. Tiffany Stratton says she can't make up their mind. But they're both starting to piss her off. There's one thing that could make her decision faster, and that is does Dirty Dominant Mysterio come with her? She could do some dirty in her life. And Liv Morgan says that she has enough dirty in her life, referring to Tiffany Stratton. So they get into a little mini brawl. This leads us into the first match of the night. Liv Morgan defeats Tiffany Stratton via a roll-up. So this is fine, I guess. Not really all that important. Who cares? Will Tiffany cash in? Probably so. I don't think it'll be a failed cash in. But she'll at least, attempt it. So I don't see her cashing in. But she would have to cash in on Nia Jax because this is a heel versus heel. I forgot that. This is a heel versus heel. And they are trying to turn Tiffany babyface, which is not good. She's a better heel, way better heel than she is babyface, in my opinion. But there's a possibility that she could cash in a Crown Jewel and take out Nia. So that's what may happen at Crown Jewel. But this was an okay little segment, I guess. Moving on. So, post-match, there's a little brawl that breaks out between Nia Jax and Raquel Rodriguez. And then Nia Jax ends up hitting Liv Morgan with the briefcase in the head, and then she hits the Annihilator on her. So there's that. Moving on. So Kevin Owens, he's shown in an undisclosed location. Kevin Owens says he tried calling Randy, but he couldn't get through. He's sending this video and hopes Randy will see it. Kevin Owens doesn't want to fight Randy Orton. He looked up to him for so long. Randy Orton needs to remember that Kevin Owens never wanted to hurt him, but he's going to. At Crown Jewel, he'll hurt Randy Orton like Randy Orton hurt him. Randy Orton did this to them. A somber Kevin Owens says he'll see Randy Orton on Saturday. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. Pretty cool stuff. Moving on. The Street Profits. They defeat Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, and Kit Wilson. They win via the Powerbomb Blockbuster combo for the 1, 2, 3. This is fun. We all knew they were going to win. I wish that Pretty Deadly would just go back to NXT, honestly. Triple H doesn't give a single fuck about Pretty Deadly, and I like Pretty Deadly. They were really good in NXT UK, and they were also good in NXT 2.0. So hopefully, if Triple H doesn't have any plans for them, just send them off to Shawn Michaels. Send them back to NXT. Moving on. So Nia Jax is backstage with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton has an ice pack on her head. So there's a nasty welt on her forehead from being hit with the briefcase. Nia Jax isn't happy that Tiffany Stratton said she would cash in on her, but Tiffany Stratton said she just wanted to trick Liv Morgan. And Bayley and Naomi stopped them. Bayley mocks them. Naomi says that Jax needs to keep the title warm for her. And then they shrug. So that's fine. Moving on. So this leads us into Naomi and Bayley defeating Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. They win. My bad. Naomi wins via the rear view. That's cool. Great stuff. So I'm going to talk about one of the releases now. Indy Hartwell, she got released. Obviously, Smackdown was taped, so I believe she got released, I want to say, earlier in the day, probably. I don't know. I didn't really look on Twitter, but I just know that she's no longer with WWE. Where do I think she'll end up? I suspect she'll probably end up in TNA and maybe have a reunion with Step the Lander, who's in TNA also. So I could see her going there. I just don't see her going to AEW at all. I don't. She's done some stuff in the indies before. I could see her going to Stardom maybe, but I doubt it. So I think the best place for her to be used is TNA. That Knockouts division needs some help. And if they really want a serious tag team division, that can reunite Step the Lander and Indy Hartwell. So that's probably what she'll end up doing. I doubt if she'll stop wrestling. She's young. I think she's like in her early 30s. So I would say between 30 and 33. But she's still fairly young. So it's not like it's the end of the road for her. And really and truthfully, I think everyone that got released, they're more than likely going to be TNA bound. I doubt if Tony Khan even cares about, any of the releases that took place. So, yeah. Moving on. The Bloodline stuff. So, Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns, they come out. Jimmy Uso gets on the mic. He calls Roman his tribal chief. They're stronger together. From the look of it, they aren't solid. Jimmy loves Roman, but he needs him to listen what he has to tell him. Jimmy asks, he needs to drop the beef with Jey Uso. Jimmy says that he made up with his brother. So the fans chant squash the beef, which was great. So Roman's conflicted. Jimmy needs Roman to squash it. Roman Reigns needs to make up with his cousin and their brother. If they don't get it together, they'll fall to Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline tomorrow at Crown Jewel. So Roman's going to get on the mic, but Jey Uso comes out. So Jey says that, he actually gets a massive ovation. Jey says he wants to get one thing clear. This match, this fight, he only took it to get back at Solo. Solo cost him a championship and is messing with the family. The three of them aren't fixed yet. It's taken all Jey Uso has to stand in the ring with Roman. Jey hasn't forgotten what Roman Reigns did to him and how he did him. Physical, emotional, and mental damage. But Jey still showed up because that's what family does. For the ones that came before and will come after, they have to show it's family above all. For this go-around, Roman won't tell him what to do and how to do it. Jey isn't his lackey or right-hand man. Jey is Roman's equal. They'll be side by side, running this thing like they used to do. Jey says if Roman speaks or treats him with the slightest disrespect, he'll be gone. If Roman doesn't like what he's saying, he can walk. The other option is for Roman to act like his cousin and not his tribal chief. Then he'll see him tomorrow at Crown Jewel. Are they going to do the damn thing or not? So Roman gets on the mic and he just says, yeet. So this was great. And then all of them do the ones in the air, and that was great. I love this. This was fucking awesome. Really, really good shit here. I love it. I love it. This is tremendous. Tremendous stuff here. Even though this was a tape show, this was still good. This was arguably the best thing on the show. Arguably. Like, hands down. Loved it. Loved it. Moving on. So Byron Saxton, he's backstage with the Motor City Machine Guns. They want to discuss their goals. So A-Town, Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they show up. So Grayson Waller invites them to the biggest talk show in the WWE. Alex Shelley thinks it's The Miz. It's Miz TV. Grayson Waller says that they can do it they can be on the Grayson Waller effect. Okay, that's fine. Moving on, this leads us into the Fatal 4-Way match involving one member of each of the four teams. They're going to compete at Crown Jewel. Io Sky, Lash Legend, Piper Niven, and Bianca Belair. So Io Sky gets the win via the moonsault? No. Bianca hits the KOD, and then Io hits the moonsault, and then, Io throws Bianca out the ring, and that's how she wins. So this is fine. This is cool. This makes sense. This really does make sense. Again, I predicted that either Damage Control or Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will retain. So, one of the two. But this is fine. And all the members of all four teams got involved in the match. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Cody Rhodes is backstage. He's getting ready for the main event. Randy walks up. So, Cody tells Randy to leave a little bit of Kevin Owens for him. Randy Orton says there won't be any left of Kevin Owens when he's done with him at Crown Jewel. Cody Rhodes says he'll have to think of something else, and Randy is just staring at the WWE Undisputed Championship, which is great. So we're still telling that story. Can't wait for that. Excellent stuff there. Excellent stuff. Moving on. So Andrade, he had a video package backstage. He says that at Crown Jewel, he has the opportunity to rid himself of Carmelo Hayes and become the new champion of the United States. Carmelo Hayes says maybe he'll pin Andrade or LA Knight to become the champion. Carmelo Hayes tells Andrade to put some ketchup on his fries. I have no idea what that means. LA Knight says he knows the deck is stacked against him. He doesn't regret attacking Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. That's what will happen at Crown Jewel. He'll retain the title. Yeah. Nice. Really good stuff there. Moving on. More Bloodline stuff. So, Solo Sikoa, he was backstage with the Bloodline. He says Roman Reigns, Jimmy, and Jey Uso have one thing in common. They believe Solo is a bad guy. How? He embraced a family that never let him down or hurt him. Is he the bad guy because he's always helped Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns never helped him. Solo isn't the bad guy. He's the tribal chief. And at Crown Jewel, the three of them will respect his bloodline and acknowledge him. Okay. That won't happen. Come on, Solo. Enough of that. You're not the tribal chief at all. Main event of the evening, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. They defeated Imperium, Gunther, and Ludwig Kaiser. Cody wins via the Crossroads. So that's how he won. He pinned Kaiser. So post-match, KO shows up. He beats Randy Orton up with a steel chair, takes him out while they're celebrating, that being Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And then Gunther puts Cody to sleep with the sleeper hold, and that was it. So that's fine. It makes sense, I guess. So Smackdown was okay for a tape show. Again, the best thing on the show was the Bloodline stuff, bar none. Everything else on the show, I just really didn't give a damn about it. It is what it is. But that was Smackdown. Let's get into the releases. So, Baron Corbin was released, and he found out on Twitter. He tweeted out that this was it, and I think he thanked a couple people or whatever. And then, like I said, Tegan Knox was let go, and Indy Hartwell was let go. So, Baron Corbin, he was a good character. I really enjoyed his character work. He did great heel work. It's just, he was most over when he was homeless Corbin, and that was during the COVID era. So that's when he would have, if they would have kept that gimmick on him for a while, at least a year or two, he would have gotten massively over. But Triple H, as per usual, dropped the ball with Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin is a black and gold guy. So Triple H only has selective black and gold guys that he really cares about, and Baron Corbin was just not one of those black and gold guys. Vince actually did well with Corbin. You know, I think he was U.S. champion a couple times. He was IC champion a couple times as well. So, yeah. I know he had the failed Money in the Bank cash-in years ago. I think that was back in, 2017 or 2018, one of the two. So that's fine. Again, I don't see Baron Corbin, Tegan Knox, or Indy Hartwell going to AEW. I just don't see that. I see all of them going to TNA, and they all scratch me as TNA talent. That's what it seems like they're, going for. But it also makes me wonder, are we going to get more releases? Because that can't just be it. You can't just have 3 releases. So are we going to get more? I don't know. We have to wait and see. But usually at WWE, they start to clean house around this time. And it's warranted. If you think about it, it's warranted. Like, there are guys I could see being let go. Like, I could definitely see Apollo Crews being let go, and a couple other guys. Guys and girls that they don't have any plans for. they're just going to get rid of. And I'm worried that they could get rid of, like, Nakamura and stuff like that. But if they were to get rid of Nakamura, I could definitely see him going back to New Japan and probably doing something with TNA. I don't think that AEW would actually use Nakamura right. I just don't. You know, look at how they're using Okada. So, no. But I could definitely see all three of them show up in TNA, and I think that's the best place for them. But what did you guys think of SmackDown? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.